Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another video. This time we will be doing the third quest of the first campaign. As you can see, there is a webcam. I moved. This is one of my new rooms. I'll probably do like a small video and a small sort of, let's say, well, housewarming for the subscribers. Let's put it like that. So you have some of an idea of where I live and what it looks like. But for now, it's pretty clean. I like it. Also, the background is just a closet. But hey, you know, maybe I'll do something nice with it. But first, we will just get into the game once again. This is the Lord of the Rings, the living card game, and we are about to play the quest on the trail with the starter deck, difficulty normal as the previous quests, and let's see how far we get.
After defeating a colony of Mirkwood spiders, you discover that the eight-legged abominations had been gathering slaves for a host of orcs. You believe Bilbo Baggins was taken south alongside other prisoners. Before deciding on your next course of action, you capture an unpleasant creature lurking about your camp. To your surprise, the creature appears to know the name Baggins. The creature already looks beaten and bruised, so you attempt to use kindness to extract information. However, after being fed both food and gentle words, the nasty thing remains thoroughly unhelpful. Before dawn, a more pressing problem arises. As dull grey seeps into the black edges of night, flying dark shapes begin to swoop under the branches above you. They rapidly multiply, and before long it's as if you've been caught inside a black whirlwind.
Alright, so the mulligan. We don't really need these two. The feint is kinda nice, but I really am fishing for a card that costs 1 resource. Even though the veteran accent is pretty decent, but one of the guard cards would be even better. So let's see if we can get it. We can, yeah, there it is. The Guard of the Citadel. It's a really decent card. Persuade a creature to help you find Bilbo. Of course, this is our favorite creature, I would say. At least one of my favorite creatures in the Lord of the Rings. It is the Smeagol. The strange little creature claims to know Bilbo's location, but is hesitant to help. Persuade him. So it requires 8 willpower in order to be persuaded. There are a few fate events once again. So at 3 points we have restore 2 health to every character, and reduce the character to 1 willpower this round. That is a good deal. Every character gains +1 attack, and at 7 points every enemy loses 2 attack. And in terms of threat, well, let's only look at the 5 ones. At 35 threat we deal 1 damage to every character, so that's not the worst. I think we're gonna start off with attacking because we just want to get rid of as many of these guys as we can. And the sooner we kill them, the less damage we will take. This is one you definitely want to kill. He gains 1 threat at the end of the turn. Here, if we kill this one, Thyworm gains 1 resource. These guys have revenge. They summon a bat, and it's neither of these, but you get a bunch of forest bats. So all of these, something happens when we kill them. So let's first just, yeah, I suppose start it with this. Hammer and tongs! Yeah, they go for Aragorn. That's okay. And we could just drop like this dwarf.
My axe swings too.
They attack Aragorn again. I think I just want to use this guy to kill the bird. Let's see, Sauron now will gain another resource. So he summons a Muck Adder. Attacks the character with the lowest current health. So that would be Arwen. So we're gonna kill this guy.
I serve no man.
So he's buffing up someone here. Now he has 4. We have 2 choices basically. We can either have... what's this guy called? Aragorn. Yes, Aragorn. Go again. That's definitely an option. Another option is use this guy and have another body in play with guard. Or the archer, possibly. On arrival deals 1 damage, yeah. So I think that I will just use the upkeep here. Click the fate button, so we will fill the fate meter by 3. It's just good to have. And then we can also wait what Sauron does, if he maybe plays another card or something like that. We can decide our actions accordingly. Okay, so he does play another card. A 2/4 force spider, so we're gonna drop a guard here in order to counter this play. He'll probably attack, yeah, that's fine. This guy can still attack if we want to. Which, yeah, we do. Because he will receive guard again in the next turn. And then also probably die, but yeah, no, that's not too much we can do about that. So I'm reducing everybody to 2, because then Aragorn can kill 2 of them. We are, I think, passing as well, yeah. We don't need to use this healing buff just yet. But it's good to preemptively fill your fate, because you never know when this might become useful. Upkeep phase, just in between. And we can restore 1 health to a character, and I think I'm gonna try to keep this guard alive. So we're gonna give him 1 more health. And then for sure kill this guy first, because he can one-shot our guard over here. So let's just kill him maybe with this guy. He'll summon bats. It's sort of okay. I can have one of these heroes just tank up a little bit of damage. So I think I'll just have Gimli use guard. There we go, so he's dead. Summons another bat. You can put a warden down and have the warden block. Might not be too bad.
Not on my watch.
Because he gives a surge action, which means that if you play this guy you can immediately do something else. So I'll use it to block. Yeah, that kills that guy. Then we only have the bats left. I'll just use our guard to do the 1 damage that is required. There we go. So if I don't kill this guy, he'll probably kill the guard. So I can either do it with Arwen and then, well, be efficient in terms of attack value, which I think I will do. I can always persuade Smeagol later, or like not at all, and just wait a few rounds.
For Rivendell!
Leg it, double quick.
Because now I have this guy, Aragorn, left with 2 attack, and I can instantly kill
He cannot stand
the orc.
alone.
Alright, so that's great. Sauron passes, we'll pass too. We have 6 bodies on the field. We're gonna keep our guard healthy here, because our guard is just a useful resource. I think we'll play the lookout. This is one of the best cards in the entire game, to be honest. I mean, it's a 1 resource card and you get 2, 2 and 4 in stats. That is pretty overpowered if you ask me. So
I see everything.
we're dropping this guy for sure. And now we can just start dealing with the board. So we should take this... We should take an efficient approach here. Meaning that I want to use someone who is good at attacking to kill this guy, and then maybe use the willpower to either fill the fate meter or to start persuading Smeagol. So I think I'll use the axe hand for this one. And just see what Sauron comes up with. Alright, another one. Only one attack, so I think we'll just use the guard. Okay. We can't deal with this directly, but we can have someone block. Such as... probably this guy. Because he only has one willpower and 2 attacks. So if we just have this guy block, we'll probably attack into him. Yeah. It's good enough. I'll just play a card gaining strength just to see what Sauron will do, because now it's Sauron's turn. So he might just pass and then we know where we're at. We can plan accordingly. So Sauron passes, we can basically do anything we want now. Because he will not take another turn during this round. So that means I can just clean up, I can completely fill the fate meter, I can basically do whatever I want. So I'm definitely going to use self-preservation on Arwen. So during upkeep she will restore 1 health. I'll save my resources for now, because I don't need them. I don't even need to kill this snake necessarily. I can basically do whatever we want. So Arwen will start filling the fate meter, because she has 3 willpower. It just adds so much to this fate. And I think even Aragorn will do so. I don't care too much about 1 fate, so I think I'll just kill the snake. He will fill the fate meter. And then... well, this is something that we'll save for when we encounter a bunch of enemies, so they all lose 2 attack. This is definitely a buff that we can just use. Every character gains 1 attack. That's really great. And like this massive heal is good as well, because it will benefit most of my characters currently. But for now you can always use these, so there's no reason to use them now. It's just that it's good to have the fate meter filled. So let's end the phase once more. As you can see, I'm putting a clear emphasis on, let's say, preparing my board and preparing my characters and preparing my fate bar, because there are tougher stages ahead in this quest. And I don't rush Smeagol down basically by just trying to persuade him, because it's simply not necessary. So I'm going to use this one, where I give every character 1 attack. This adds a massive buff. I just increased everything by 1 attack. I have now 7 extra attack on the board, which is massive. Then the question is, what am I gonna do next? I think I'll just use Arwen to fill the fate meter.
Look out!
So he gains a surge action. So as you can see, the guard is still alive. He's doing pretty well, this guy. We could just say that we want like the health buff. But what I'll do instead is I'll have this guy guard, so he takes some damage too. Oh wow, Sauron passes already. Interesting. So now I think we'll just go for Smeagol. We could just finish him off. And then we'll probably have to ditch a character. We'll ditch the guard. So let's see, do we have enough? We have 3. No, we don't have enough, we have 6.
I serve no man.
Oh, we could have enough if we use the power of Aragorn. Yeah, so I can use his power, he can do another turn. And then we'll just
He
do
cannot
this.
stand alone.
And we convinced Smeagol.
Kindness and forgiveness, masters.
The creature gurgles and prostrates before you.
Masters looking for Baggins? Orcs go to Hill of Haunted Stones with slaves. Orcs take Baggins too, precious. But Smeagol knows trailing woods. Find Orcs and Baggins. We can follow Smeagol to find Bagginses.
Should you follow the trail of the orc caravan? Or will you trust this strange creature, Smeagol?
Guys, we know better than to trust Smeagol. I'm sure you know this. So, we're definitely gonna follow the caravan.
You have neither time nor inclination to follow the strange Smeagol creature. Rather, by day or dark, you'll chase down the orc caravan to free its captives, especially Bilbo. You gather your packs and set off. Smeagol watches you go. His ghoulish eyes glow dull yellow. After a few moments, he slinks away into the trees, muttering to himself. You wonder whether you'll see the wretch again. You hope not. The caravan is easily tracked, and you make good time. Even so, the day is mostly spent before you hear the faint noise of rolling wheels ahead. Exultant to have reached your quarry, you hasten your steps, hoping to surprise and overwhelm the caravan's rear guard. In the excitement, you forget to consider the keen noses and sharp ears of goblins. As you round a copse of dead trees, you suddenly find yourself facing a group of enemies, alert and weapons ready. So much for surprise.
Yeah, defeat every orc. We might even be able to just simply do that. I'm still going to restore the guard here. And this is a reason why you keep filling your fate, because you never know what fate might bring. Very philosophical, of course. You never know, because these fate events, they differ between each stage of the quest. So for example, you can defeat every wounded, non-unique orc. This location only. So what am I gonna do? I think I'm just gonna kill this guy because it's a 3-2. It's not something that I necessarily wanna engage here. So let's do that. Wait a minute. Where did Gnog come from? Interesting. Alright, fine. I'm not sure where that guy came from. Let's just have this guy defend. Yeah, okay, very good. Then I think we do a defensive action for Aragorn. Defensive actions even force ranged characters to attack this guy. Even though it's not necessary, like you don't have to do this, or the ranged characters they can attack anyone, but they still attack whoever you're blocking with. So that's, I suppose, good to know. We're going to make use of our healing, but then at the end of the round. For now, I just want to kill this 2-1. And yeah, it doesn't really matter with whom I'm doing this, so let's just use this guy, I suppose. Also, let's see what Sauron has in stock. Okay, so he has a 4-1 guard. I can take that one with Gimli. There we go. A 2-1, which we can take on by using this guy. Is there more? Another. Alright, we still have Eowyn. Gain stalwarts. So that guy will next turn be able to go twice and not be exhausted after one turn. So we're gonna play a few cards here because we need to refresh the board a little bit. We're gonna use Aragorn's power to do a search action and kill off that orc.
No man.
Sauron passes. And what will we do? What's by day or night? Gain 5 resources. There's no real downside to playing this. Yeah, I know. 11 resources. We're not going to be running out of resources anytime soon. So let's use the heal. We restore 2 to everyone and then reduce their willpower to 1 because it doesn't matter anymore. Now look at the value on this one. Almost everybody is full health again and this just works out really well. So, end phase. So now there's this power, everybody will be damaged for 1. But that's okay. It's also why we just healed everybody up. I'm gonna keep this guard alive once again. And I'm going to exhaust a... Oh wait, I can't exhaust this guy, can I? Then I think our guard is going to die, but okay. There's worse things, I suppose. Unless Gnog decides not to attack, which probably isn't going to happen. Let's do a sort of passive approach. Let's gain another power resource just to see what happens now. Yeah, okay. He kills him. That's okay-ish. We have plenty of cards, so we can just refill the board here. Let's see. It's the most efficient one here. Probably you. Okay. A 3-4 who summons a 2-3. There's no one here with 2 health, so no one can die. So I'll use Gimli to kill off the 3-4. Okay, he attacks Aragorn. That's not too bad. We will use this guy. Attack the Hound. Alright, Sauron passes. We're killing off him. And that is all we needed. So we can just travel after this, and I think we will. There's no reason not to. In the meantime, we're going to fill up our board a little bit. But with which character is the question? I like these dwarves, to be honest. The 2-1-6s are pretty decent.
My axe swings too.
They will just fill up fate meter again. He as well. And I'm taking the search action and do another fate bar increase because I have so many player resources that I'm not going to be running out anytime soon. This guy's going to block because that will remain a block in the next phase, and then we'll travel.
The sound of horns and iron-shod feet clangor in the evening air. In the distance, you see torchlights flicker into life on the walls of what looks to be an old tower. Cursing your own carelessness, you dash into the thickets, orc horns blaring close behind. A fallen tree lying against mossy boulders must serve as a hiding place. You glimpse torchlit shapes of many enemies moving through the trees. By luck or fate, none come closer than 100 feet of you. After some time, the horns stop braying, and scattered groups of orcs return sullenly through the forest. Just as you begin to feel the danger has passed, you hear nearby rustling and the sound of voices. You recognize the grating speech of the enemy, and another voice. A whining, pitiful one you'd hope never to hear again. Smeagol must have followed you and has been captured by orcs. Loathsome as the creature may be, something tells you not to stand idly by while Smeagol is dragged towards certain death.
Save Smeagol, then try to hide, and Smeagol must survive. Who are we restoring health to? I think some of the 3 health guys, because they could be instantly killed by quite a few of these characters. Let's see, he has guard. That's makes sense. He has guard too. This is basically a normal orc. 3-4. Summon an orc hound, sure. And pursuit. And every orc gains pursuit as well. Okay. So we can't leave the hound behind. Should we travel? Anything else going on here? This location only exhausts up to 2 orcs. That is pretty good. Wow, and every enemy loses 2 attack. That is also pretty good. Let's go for that one here. Makes a lot of sense. So now I only have to deal with 1, 2, 3 damage in total, which is really easy to do. So we're going to have, I think, 2 guys block. And then the rest is just going to attack. Just to make use of as many resources as we can over here. So let's plan this out a little bit and not waste any potential damage. So he's going in here. Yeah, we'll take Gimli's 4 damage to kill this guy. Treachery is a debuff card, so it's basically a sort of random debuff card. Could impact any of my cards. It's usually not the worst. So in the worst case, it just cancels one of them. Definitely can be overcome. Killing the hound. Alright, so he gains 1. At 38, there's a new event. 1 Mercury Patrol enters play end of round. Gain 1 until you travel. Yeah, so I'm gonna play Gandalf here. Just in order to reduce the threat. But first, let's
I serve no man.
do this. And the round gain 1. Yeah. I'm actually already going to play Gandalf and then probably get rid of the guy I just summoned, but you gotta do something here with these cards. Let's kill this guy. Gain Stalwart. Yeah, let's play Gandalf and get rid of some of the threat. So we can only play 7 minions or 7 allies. So we're getting rid of the...
I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me.
That's such a bad line. Lose the 3 threat. So we're back to 34. And now we could even resolve the whole thing if we want to. I'm not necessarily sure we want to. Because we can also fill the fate meter preemptively again. So we're back at 12. We'll have Aragorn just kill off this guy.
I serve no man.
And then I think we'll do... Well, who shall we play? A caregiver? Restore some health here. Maybe restore some health to Gimli. Oh. Yeah, so Gandalf can go because he would leave at the end of the round anyway. We'll just restore
You
Gimli.
need not worry about anything for the present.
Thank you. Alright, all good. Who are we going to heal? I think, yeah, it can be any one of these. Let's heal the dwarf and have this guy block. Pretty decent. Okay, I'm going to self-preserve on Aragorn, so he will heal during upkeep. Wow. Discard every event card in each player's hand. Alright, he just burned like over half of my hand. Still not the worst. Another treachery card, okay. So let's already prepare for the next round. I'll have this guy block. Yeah, Sauron will pass. You have a pretty decent idea that Sauron will pass when you just see like no resource points. There's not that many things that Sauron can do with 0 resource points. There are some minions that cost 0, like smaller bats and stuff, and you might want to deal with those. But in general, whenever Sauron's at 0 points, you can relatively safely assume that he will pass. What are we gonna do? Well, maybe I'll have another guy block actually. Yeah, let's have Gimli now. Maybe have like this warden block as well. It's always nice. Then we resolve this stuff by Aragorn, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, what's this? Select an ally to replace. Yeah, so the caregiver is going out. Treacherous Fog. After you play a card, lose a random card from your hand. Okay, fine. Yeah. So, Smeagol, you need to use his power, and if you don't, Sauron gains 1 threat. So you're gonna use the power regardless, because even if you travel, these things apply. So he then attacks a random character, or like you get a player resource, or you lose player resource. Those are the kind of effects you can think of. So we're solving this as well. This is into the shadows, so the patrols are coming from the nearby tower. You must retreat into the shadows. We're going to do this, and then we can travel, probably. Prudence tells you to bring Smeagol along with you. Should he be caught by orcs again, you fear the enemy would come to know one of his prisoners to be a person of no small significance. Having twice escaped pursuit, you approach the ruined structure cautiously to study the disposition of your foe. The decayed ruin seems to have been the signal tower of old, now serving as a haunt of evil things. Yeah, we're going to travel. Nothing else to do here really, so let's go.
As darkness thickens, orange light from orc fires bathe the dilapidated walls of the ruined tower. Your spirits sink as you witness the last prisoners, no longer wrapped in cocoons, marched into the stronghold. Orcs and goblins seem to be everywhere. How will you get to Bilbo? And if you do, how will you get away? You decide to chance entering the tower through a small door in the tower's eastern side. As you quietly approach, the door snaps open and a group of armed orcs emerge. The last of them brandishes a large key with which it proceeds to lock the door. As the door locks with a dull clunk, the orcs make to start their patrol.
Yeah, hiding in shadows, pickpocket the key, or defeat enemies to take it by force. Smeagol must survive. Smeagol must always survive. I mean, he has 3 movies to make after all. Upkeep, yes. So we're going to upkeep the guy guarding. So what are we dealing with? 1 guard. Whenever this guy attacks, Sauron gains 1 resource. And these are just 2 regular patrols. And here we can pickpocket the keys if we put 8 willpower. At 38, deal 2 damage to every character with stealth. Now, we won't have any characters with stealth unless we do this, slip into the shadow, this location only, every character gains stealth. I wouldn't advise it, guys. At least not in this situation where you're too away from this stuff. So, what are we going to do? Well, there's multiple options here, really. We have already 2 guys blocking, so we know where the damage will go, and we also know what damage they will take, which is quite a lot. So you could also be more passive and not attack into a guard, because you will take 2 damage, because he's guarding and he has 2 damage. So you can also be more passive and say, well, I'm gonna use the Smeagol power. It's not completely without risk, because he could attack one of your guards and then he will lose guard. Or you do something that is just, you know, sort of okay. For example, play a debuff card. So this is what I think I'll do. You will exhaust the next enemy that enters play during the adventure play. So whenever Sauron now plays a minion, the minion will be exhausted and I don't really have to deal with it, at least not this turn. So this seems decent to me. Oh, great. This is the treachery that Sauron played before. He cancels the next event. Fine. I think we'll just play the power. I think we gained 1 player resource there. And we could have this dwarf just block again, because no one can kill him, at least not now. There we go. So he kills another orc in the process, and maybe having this guy block is not a bad idea either. And I'm just using my minions as a sort of resource, because I know that I can replace them, because I have more minions in my hand. So let's attack with Aragorn, the 2/3, because we have 3 attacks.
Stand alone.
Discard a hero random attachment. So there goes my self-preservation of Arwen. So she doesn't heal anymore during upkeep, but it's not the worst. She's full health and she usually doesn't take damage. Let's attack, I suppose. So that's the tower key. That's for next level. So what we could do, we could travel, and we could also already maybe play some things that we might want to play, such as put this card on block. Might not be a terrible idea. We can also replace one of these guys if we want to, but we might as well have them die, deal some damage in the process, and then play more minions. It doesn't. That's a more efficient use of your resources and your cards. Because 7 characters is the maximum amount of characters that you can have. Yeah, so what are we doing? I don't think we're doing too much here. We could block with Gimli, but I think we're fine. Let's travel.
After sneaking through the tower door, you emerge into a huge chamber full of reeking supplies, fallen stones, and intruding vegetation. A number of large chains emerge from openings in the floor along the walls. The chains terminate into an iron box bolted to the far side of the chamber. The box bristles with rusty hooks and mechanical wheels. You glide quietly through the room, keen to avoid attention. You peek into the connecting rooms, hoping for clues as to where the orcs are storing their prisoners. Steps are suddenly heard on the flagstones coming in your direction. After a few moments, a smallish orc enters the chamber to rummage through supplies. The light of its torch happens to catch one of your buckles, causing the orc to glance lazily in your direction. For a second, it seems not to have understood what it's seeing, but then recognition flares in its ugly face.
Recognition flares in its ugly face. That's a nice sentence. The final encounter. With Smeagol's help, you try to find out where Bilbo was taken. Of course, Smeagol must survive. And here you see... let's restore character first. I don't know. Let's go for the orc. Not the orc, the dwarf. So these are mostly hazards. And what you see over here is the strange mechanism. You wonder what this mechanism does. Cannot engage. These are the hazards. So he gains 1 every time that I play a card. He gains 1 threat at the end of the round. At the end of the round you summon a tower patrol. And if I kill this, I lose 2 threat, so that's good. And here, the end of the round, reduce each player's hand to 3 cards. So basically I want to kill all of these, and I think I can kill most of these. Then we have a fate event that we will use. Dislocation only, apply 1 progress to every hazard. So let's do that first. There you already see, now everything is at 2, and it becomes a lot easier. The question is what I will start out with. You also have the tower key. Play this card to resolve a hazard. Yeah, let's... We can just... no, wait. I shouldn't play cards because I gain threat. I think let's just use Aragorn. He can go twice. Seems like
I serve
decent.
no man.
And you see, whenever I solve a hazard here, I'm also the number of this decreases. So now it's at 3. If I solve all of them, this will be at 0. I'm going to kill it with the warden.
Fly away if you can.
So on arrival he'll deal 1 damage to a hero. Let's kill him with the dwarf.
Rip, grab, pinch, nab.
Oof. That's nasty. So what just happened? At arrival he draws 1 card and then increased the threat number by that card's cost. So he drew a 3 cost card and now suddenly I have 3 threat. Every enemy gains 2 health. That's not the worst. And here 1 hazard enters play, then restore 1 quest value to strange mechanism. So this will happen at the end of the round. So I can either try to resolve all hazards, which I might be able to do. Yeah, I will be able to do. Before this guy gets killed, let's just resolve another hazard. So which one do we resolve? I think we resolve this one for now. After that he probably gets killed by the orc. Yeah, but that's fine. We're almost done with this quest anyway. Then I think we will put a new guy into place. Yes, now I can. So we're going to resolve this hazard. Alright, Sauron passes. Resolve this hazard. And is it? That was the quest,
Smeagol has
guys.
betrayed you. Somehow the villain has triggered the chamber's mechanism, causing one side of the floor to abruptly drop. Your legs slip violently as you flail down the steep angle, fingers desperately grasping for any hold. Amidst the cacophony of sliding rubble, supplies, and orc bodies, you catch sight of Smeagol dangling from one of the chains above.
Goodbye, says masters.
He shrieks.
Baggins and precious. For Smeagol, they are mine.
His shrill voice fades as you slide past the lip of the slanted floor and drop into a rancid darkness. You blink twice before meeting the wet ground with a mucky plop, debris raining down around you. Then a falling barrel lands directly on your head, and everything goes black.
Alright, the rewards, let's see how we did. Oh, pretty good. 275 out of 275. And I already did a decent score in the past, so I'm not getting any additional rewards or Palantir reviews. This is the last day you can get Palantir reviews, by the way. Tomorrow the new changes will take effect. That is basically about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quest. There's 2 more to go, as you can see. There is the We Must Away and the final one, Down the Anduin. And we will be playing those in 2 consecutive videos in the next 2 videos with the same starter deck. And after that, after those things are done, I will be playing some of my own decks that I created and then just play 1 mission with it, just to see what the deck is good at and what you can do with it. I think that would be interesting. For now, this is just well, make you acquainted with the game and the starter deck, and then later on we can focus a little bit more on actually crafting decks. And there's plenty of cool decks that you can make, and I'm looking forward to play those as well and record them and share them with you. So guys, thanks for now, and girls of course, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Also let me know what you think of the video, of the quest, of the deck. It doesn't really matter. And I will see you for the 4th quest, We Must Away. Alright guys, bye bye.